SPL has one European place left. 3 teams want it. 2 of them go head-to-head at Tannadice today. It's Dundee United against Hibs. They're just about inseparable, these two. They've drawn their last 4 meetings. They're on the same 50 points total with 5 games to go. Both want to be best of the rest outside the Old Firm. Live coverage of Dundee United against Hibs coming up. Hibs started the season well. They led the league at one point, and after a mid-season slide, they're back in the frame for a third-place finish. Dundee United, who ended last season in the bottom half of the table, have always been in contention to be next best to Rangers and Celtic this time around. It's not an eliminator here at Tannadice today, but the outcome could give us a clue about which team will make it to the UEFA Cup. Of course, it's Motherwell who are currently in pole position to finish third. Stephen Craigan is with us, and so is his former gaffer, Terry Butcher. I imagine, Stephen, you've got a fair old vested interest today. Would a draw suit you by any chance?
Yeah, of course it would. That's me being biased, but I think we've got our own agenda. We have to play Dundee United, we have to play Hibs, we have to play both halves of the Old Firm. So that'll take care of itself.
Levine with Stuart Lovell.
Craig, all 3 meetings between Dundee United and Hibs this season have ended in a draw. Would you expect another tight encounter today?
Yeah, I would think so. I think there's nothing between the teams. That's why they've been so close in previous encounters. But I would say that there have been fantastic matches, and hopefully it'll be the same again today.
Your next 3 games after this are away from home. Does that place more emphasis on picking up points today?
I haven't even thought about that, Stuart. I think we need to win today, and that was the only thought that I had looking at the fixtures. Hibs and Motherwell will be our challengers for the 3rd place, I'm sure. So we need to win, and we've prepared the team to go out and get 3 points.
Hibs have had a big upturn in form since Mixu Patalainen took over. Have you been impressed with the job he's done?
Yeah, all of the jobs that he's done. He did a fantastic job at Cowdenbeath and also at TPS Turku across in Finland. And it's no surprise that he started well at Hibs, and they've got some good players. But as I say, we're at home, and our intention is to win today.
Your team's unchanged from the starting 11 that faced Rangers. I guess that was a no-brainer given how well they played.
Yeah, well, we played very well, and it would have been harsh on anybody to leave them out. The only question mark was whether Darren Dodds was going to make it in time to play today. So he's fine, and hopefully we can put on a similar type of performance.
Good luck today, Craig.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Coming up next, how do they do? Dundee United manager Craig Levine's first signings. The 24-year-old Dubliner has made a big contribution to the Tannadice revival, and he'd love to be playing in Europe next season.
John, good to see you.
You too, man. How's things?
Okay?
Yeah, grand, not a bother.
Good stuff. Thank you very much for giving us your time on a day off, I understand.
No problem.
In my experience, players tend to like to have a game of golf, a few holes. Are you a keen golfer?
Keen, yeah. I'd like to play, but I'm struggling at the moment, My form isn't great. All right, here's your pen. All right, take it easy, have a good day.
Sean, I think it's fair to say Dundee United are one of the success stories of the season in the SPL. What do you feel has brought about so much improvement?
I think obviously the manager is the key. Everybody at the club works hard. Obviously the staff, the coaching staff and stuff, certain players have left and, certain players have come in, and obviously that's down to the manager. So I didn't know too much about the club before. Before I arrived, the manager was here, but certainly from listening to the boys and from what I've seen in my own time, the turnaround has been dramatic. His knowledge of the game is ridiculous. He knows everything. So the strikers and the midfielders get it too. So, but I'm sure he has a soft spot for the defenders. You know what I mean? I've always played at the back since I started playing. Probably centre back more than anything else. But certainly get a buzz, as much of a buzz as setting up a goal as you would scoring. I don't get to score many, so that's the buzz I get. Like,
Just one defeat in the last 11 games for Dundee United. Does that make you the form team going into the last 5 matches?
obviously the next 5 games are going to be massive, and although the season has gone quite well so far, you know, it can soon turn, and like it has done for certain teams, you know, earlier on in the season. You know, the split has happened now and teams know they're in the top 6, and because it's so tight, you know, they know that there's only 5 more games to go, and if they make the most of them 5 games, then it can be the difference between, you know, getting a European spot and not getting a European spot, you know. So
does this coming game against Hibs have even more importance given that the following 3 matches are all away from home?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, we want to make sure that we do well at home. You know, we've done reasonably well at home this season, and we'll want to make sure we get all 3 points. Obviously, before we hit the road, you know, it's going to be, you know, I don't think there's any easy games whether you're at home or away, but you know, I suppose you want to make sure that you make the home advantage. We've only got 2 out of 5, so we'll want to make sure that we take advantage of it.
One of his disappointments of the season would be getting left out of the League Cup final starting lineup for Dundee United. But he's been a good player, Teddy, for United, hasn't he? And played a big part in that 3-3 game against Rangers here.
Yeah, well, he said he's like a centre-half, so, you know, you sort of playing it right back, you love to defend and clear your lines, and, you know, he's certainly good coming forward. And, you know, we've seen when he gets to the edge of the box and in and around the opponent's penalty area that he can deliver a great ball in the box. And we set up Noel Hunt for the goal against Rangers with a great ball to the far post, and other people would have possibly thought about having a shot there, you know, themselves. But he shows great coolness. He seems level-headed and seems quite intelligent, which is good.
I won't catch on. One of the problems in the starring performances of Willo Flood this season is that I think other clubs have taken notice of what he's been doing here. He's on loan till the end of the season from Cardiff, and you would imagine, Stephen, there'll be a few scavengers around after his signature.
Yeah, well, I think when you bring somebody on loan, you know, you're hoping that they can come and, you know, they can lay the marker down and they can perform well. You know, sometimes it can be a little bit of a gamble, but Willo's come in and been excellent. You know, his energy levels are phenomenal. You know, he gets up and down the park all day. For a little guy, he gets himself stuck in. You know, he's a fiery little guy. He gets himself stuck in, makes tackles, puts himself about. You know, he's not frightened to get stuck in. I suppose that's the Irish coming in him. You know, there's no fear at all. But yeah, he's been excellent. But you know, Craig Levein knew about bringing him at the beginning of the season. This might happen, so he's quite happy. He's performing well for him. So if other clubs are interested, then he's getting the rewards just now.
Hibs' chances of hitting the target have improved with that one thudding against the hitting target this season for Dundee United. 17 goals already. It's been a good season for him.
Yeah, I mean, Stephen will tell you what it's like to play against him, but, you know, he's quick and he's sharp, he's tenacious, loves a bit of a scrap as well, doesn't he? But he climbs ever so well for a small player. He's got a great leap, and, you know, we saw for the goal that Dylan supplied against Rangers that he can get up on the far post. Mind you, he was only a yard out in a free header, but, I mean, he still gets up well, and, you know, he scored a lot of goals this season. 17 goals he scored in all competitions this season, so, you know, he's had a sort of rebirth here, but, you know, that comes from management, that comes from the staff, it comes from the other players as well, and there's a happy environment here at Tannadice, and it's, you know, it's an environment that, you know, breeds good football, but, you know, with a confidence to go out there and perform.
John Rankin has.
Nish and Fletcher, well, they'll have to tweak their tactics slightly, or they could suffer from a lack of service.
We're fast when Craig Levein took over 18 months ago. Now they've been to a cup final, which they should have won, and they are pushing for Europe. Rob Petrie overseeing everything that happens for Hibs. Hibs are under recent new management, and Miksu Patelainen has had a considerable effect as well with them. They're also jostling to finish third. They're on the same point as their opponents today, but Dundee United are just 1 goal better off.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing in it. As we've said, a draw suits neither side, so it should be an open match, with both teams going for the jugular.
Mark de Vries, a tormentor of Hibs in his days at Hearts. He scored 4 goals in 1 game against them, a remarkable feat really in an Edinburgh derby. Stephen Fletcher won his first Scotland cap last month on his 21st birthday. 14 goals for Fletcher this season, but strangely, he hasn't scored away from home for over 4 months. Well, Hibs are a bit of a bogey team for Dundee United. They've not beaten them in the last 7 meetings, only 1 win in the last 19. They were 2 up at Easter Road in November with 13 minutes left and still couldn't beat them. Mixu Patalainen began his playing career in British football here at Tannadice, 4.5 years as a Dundee United player. We're almost ready to go. Eddie Smith is the man in charge, as he was when the teams drew 1-1 here in February. Dylan's cross for De Vries, and David Robertson fires it wide, and just like that, Dundee United were nearly in front.
Yeah, exactly. Long ball in, De Vries knocked out, and Robertson doing what he does best, arriving late and unmarked as well. He should do much better than this.
Here it comes again then from Rankin, but it's first man this time, Hunt. It's hit Willow Flood's arm seemingly, but he didn't know much about it. Here is Flood again, with 1 or 2 options. Oh, it's an absolutely terrific drive from Willow Flood, and McNeil did well to deal with it.
Well, until it came to the strike, it was almost in slow motion. He was looking for someone to make up his mind, and then just thought, I'm going to have a go at it. And he really connects here, gets right through the ball, and makes McNeil have to think twice about it.
Fletcher will cut that out, but here's Willow Flood. Now Zamama, and Dean Shields is ahead of him. And Dean Shields closing in on goal for Hibs. He's done it! Tremendously taken by Dean Shields. A classic counter-attack, and Hibs have the lead at Tannadice.
It was a superb counter-attack. I know they have Fletcher in this up front, but Shields, he's got to be one of the best finishers at the club. Look at the composure, surrounds Zaluska, and in the same stride, he just takes it with his left foot. 1 touch, and then there you go. Very composed, very cool, and we know he can do this. It finds its way in the back of the net. That's a great goal for Hibs.
Dillon. Kerr. For Willow Flood. Now De Vries. Manhandled, and a penalty. Eddie Smith points to the spot. Mark De Vries manhandled. Lagatusi.
Well, I did say you never know what to expect from the fullbacks. I think he just gets a piece of De Vries, but I also think the striker knows exactly what he's doing here, trying to use his physique to just put his body between him and the ball.
Yes, Hibs will feel it's a little soft, but Dundee United have a chance to equalise. It's Noel Hunt. It's emphatic. It's 1-1. An instant response from Dundee United.
Never really looked in doubt. Had the feel of somebody who'd already scored 17 goals this season. And take that, that's number 18. Cool finish.
Fletcher, Zamama, and dogged determination from Kerr, but it's broken here for Stephen Fletcher, and Zaluska stops it, and Rankin was alongside, but Fletcher went for goal. And Hibs should have been back in front.
It was Dillon playing him onside. He just fancied to lift that one a little bit. He chose to go along the ground, that gave Zaluska a chance.
It's up towards Noel Hunt, and a free kick. Has it been given? Yes, I think he has given it. It is a free kick for Noel Hunt. And a last chance for Dundee United to win this game. It is Danny Granger, and he very, very nearly won the game. Nearly, but not quite, and that is surely that.
Oh, it's a great effort. It's not far away. Just a foot the other side of the post.
In front. It was a fairly scrappy first hour, but then we had 2 quick goals, 2 in 3 minutes. On the counter-attack, Shields took that so well. But Dundee United's response was pretty instant. Gattuso impeding De Vries, and a masterclass in the art of penalty taking from Noel Hunt levelled it for Dundee United. Once again, it's another draw between these two. Dundee United 1, Hibs 1.
They were in the hunt for all 3 points in the battle to finish in the top 3, but Dundee United and Hibs had to settle for 1 each. The race for Europe goes on. Reaction next. In mind recent history, 1-1 it finished. Here's Craig Levine.
Craig, how would you assess your team's performance today?
Certainly we've got loads of effort as usual. Played some decent stuff, and I think the only thing that was lacking today was a little bit of quality in the last third of the pitch.
Yeah, there was a lot at stake for both teams, I think it's fair to say, and in the first half it seemed to show there was a little bit of nervous and tense play from both sides.
Yeah, but I don't think that's unusual, in a situation like this where the players are aware of what's at stake. But the game, as the players relaxed, the game opened up a little bit in the second half, and I thought it was a good game in the second half in particular.
Did you think you got caught with a bit of a sucker punch, Hibs goal, getting caught on the counter? You seem to have a lot of men committed forward for your own set piece.
Yeah, more than I would have liked, that's for sure. But sometimes the game takes on a life of its own, and you could see there the players were desperate to get a goal. So what happens, of course, is they start pushing forward, and that's exactly what happened. And we got caught. I think we could have played offside, but didn't. And once you've made that, taken that little hesitant thought, then it's too late. And it was well finished by Dean Shields. I've no doubt about that. But character, character from the boys, right away back into the match. And I felt at that point getting back in, we might go on and win it, but it wasn't to be.
Did you feel there was an element of good fortune when you got back into the game with a penalty? Do you mean that it wasn't a penalty, or I haven't seen? Just in that it was a pretty daft challenge.
Yeah, well, there was some daft defending going on all day, in all honesty, and that was another one of those things. So, if it's a penalty, it's a penalty, and how you score your goals is irrelevant. So, it was foolish, but Noel Hunt managed to take advantage of it.
In the grand scheme of things, could that have been a better result for Motherwell than the likes of your team and Hibs?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that both Mixu and I would have been looking for 3 points today. But we're a point closer to Motherwell. It depends what happens in the game that they should have played today. And if they don't win that, then we've gained ground.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you.
On the shoulder of Mark De Vries, which led to a penalty for Dundee United. Well, he wasn't going to knock him over with this challenge, was he? But he was ill-advised to put his hand there.
Yeah, I think Mixu will be disappointed because, he has him where he wants to be. He's going away from goal. He's going to have to bring the ball down, but Gattuso's a little bit impatient. He goes to try and win the ball, and he just pulled Big Mark to the ground. It didn't take an awful lot for Big Mark to go down, right enough. At 17 stone, he went over awfully easily, but the referees give a decision. It's an easy decision in the end. I think when we first seen it, we questioned it, but when you see it there, stonewall penalty and a good finish.
If you were the manager, then, and one of your players did that, what would you do?
I'd be a little bit frustrated. I know what you would do.
I know what I would do.
Was that the broadcastable version?
But it's only 3.
Fletcher through on goal. Was this a clear goal-scoring opportunity for Fletcher? Terry thinks not.
No, it's got to be a clear goal-scoring opportunity. You watch the ball, he comes through here, tries to win it with his head, and there's minimal contact for me, first of all, for the first point for Darren Dodds. But the ball's running away. Quite a bit of pace. I think it would have run outside the penalty area as well. And then Stephen Fletcher's got to get there. The keeper's coming out as well. There's men getting back on the line. So for me, it's not a clear goal-scoring opportunity. It's not as though he can get the ball the other side and then go round and score. So for me, it's not clear. So therefore, yellow card was right. I think that there's a few Hibs players were not happy about that decision.
Yeah, Dodd's reaction was interesting, Stephen, because he looked pretty frantic towards the referee as if he thought a red card was coming.
Yeah. I mean, you see it there. He actually didn't mean to catch him. You know, it's just when he landed, he just happened to get a touch on Stephen Fletcher. So
Is this the Defenders Union?
Yeah, it is. You know,
Absolutely.
I think he just felt that the referee was going to send him off, not because he had meant to make the foul or it wasn't a goal-scoring opportunity, but the rule says that 9 times out of 10 the defender gets sent off on that occasion. Referee Eddie Smith showed a little bit of common sense. Like Terry said, the ball was probably running out of play, or running further out of play away from goal. So probably a good decision in the end. But if you're a Hibs player or Mixu Patalainen, you're screaming for the guy to be sent off, because if it's saying
5 draws in a row, still locked level in the SPL. Bye for now.
With her hot pants and her Wellingtons and those legs in between, you know she won't look twice at the metal kids, 'cause she's an indie queen. Oh well, who's that girl with the 2 glow sticks? Is she a part of a scene? You know she's oh so broke 'cause she just got fixed, if you know what I mean. And I said, oh, what do you know? Where do you go when the lights are low? My friend, don't you realise you're under the spell of the festival girls? They'll take you higher than the sun. Take you higher than the sun. Well, I lost my head to a modern girl, 'cause she danced in the rain.